I love how you just threw it internationally. So just throw it in.
Hi, I'm Ayabulela Tutuse, and this is my double take. So, I think it's like such a difficult question. I'm actually starting my blog, and I want to introduce myself in the blog. And I haven't published it because I'm struggling on how to sum myself up in a short sentence. Also because it's scary to use one thing and then it feels like that just embodies you and that's it, and that, you know, when there's so much more. But I'm studying accounting and maybe a CA one day. But I'm also like an artist on the side, and I write and I do all these other things, and I'm just trying to find my feet, I guess. And yeah, it started, I think I was in grade 2, and my brother came back and he had drawn these Looney Tunes, and I used to trace them because I couldn't draw. And I think that's like my earliest memory of drawing. And I even remember in grade 3, like looking back at pictures, we had an art exhibition, and I looked at them and I was like, oh, actually these are really good. And I think that's when it started. And then I actually pursued the whole art thing when I got to high school, and I took art as a subject. And I did pencil in high school, and my teacher didn't want me to explore other things because she wanted me to be great when I get to matric. And so I fell sick in second year, and I actually had this extra year in third year where I was doing like 2 courses a semester, and I was like, okay, now what am I going to do with all this time? I can't just do these 2 courses. And that's when the art journey really truly began, when I was like, okay, let me teach myself all the other things that I couldn't do in high school. And that's where it started. And yeah, and then the rest is history, I guess. I'm still finding my feet and learning and exploring within the art realm. So my favorite one, I think it's gonna be an ongoing thing forever. It's I do artworks of Black happy children, and I haven't really given it a name because it's just like, what is it? But I think I've called it the Happy Children Movement, and it's almost like prophetic of what I want to see in Africa. Because every time you think about Africa and the imagery and media that's around African children, is these sad, poor children with flies. And that's not really true. And I mean, like, it's like we have beautiful, happy kids too in Africa. And so it's prophetic in that way that I want to see more happier kids in Africa. And my dream of dreams is to have an NGO where it's focused on kids actually having a childhood more than just being fed and sent to school. I want them to play and to explore who they are and to grow their talents and to be exposed to different things. And it's simple things like, for instance, poor kids in GP probably will never see the beach, you know, and taking them to the beach and then having them experience that, having art classes, music lessons, whatever it is, like these really simple things that actually give children a chance to play. And so hopefully then, you know, because then that breeds well-rounded adults, and I just think a childhood is so important. And so with the art thing, it's almost prophetic of the product of the NGO, that I want to have these happy kids that get to play and explore themselves. So that's how it's connected in that way. So now it's an ongoing project. I've done like just faces of children general, but I also do like commissions of other happy Black children and stuff. So I don't think I'll ever stop. I think it will just be something that's ongoing forever, even when the NGO is like planned and working and fully functional. I guess it's to not count yourself out. I think like with the whole movement, I discounted it, you know, and I didn't think it was something big or important because it's not deep, it's just happy children, you know. And so like when friends be like, you should approach a gallery and exhibit, I'm like, yeah, like when I do something deep one day, I'll like approach a gallery, you know. But I think that like sometimes with our crafts and our art and whatever we do, we can think it's so small, but it could actually change someone's life and it could be important, and so like this year I've been more daring with my art and like putting myself out there and actually trying to make it work. For instance, like I'm like now an internationally selling artist because I did, and it happened, and I've stopped discounting myself and not counting myself in, and like I also donated some of my art to be auctioned for education, and I raised some money with that. So it's just like we must back ourselves and believe that we're actually great, because then if I don't believe in it, I actually can't do anything, and it'll just be art in my room that covers my walls. But yeah, so I think that's what I've learned, to just, I don't know, step out and believe.
That's so cool. I love how you just threw it internationally. Just throw it in there.
Like God says that let us create them in our own image. And I feel like I'm creative because God is creative. And you think about the book of Genesis, it's not just about creation and just God making the world and the animals. I think it's a story of creativity and God's like amazing imagination, and he didn't even have reference for what he created. And I think like when I think if I had to sit with God and the Holy Spirit and Jesus at creation, and then they were like, okay, Aya, what do you think we should do? I wouldn't even imagine light, And God just did this amazing thing, from like birds to trees and everything. And like he's so extravagant in his creativity. Apparently there are enough apples, more than enough apples, that you could, if you ate one each day, I think it would be more than a year, because there's just so many varietals of apples in the world. And it's like, you didn't have to, like you could have just had one apple, but there are so many varietals that it's probably more. I don't want to over exaggerate the actual stats, but it's actually so many apples in the world where if you ate one every day, like it would take you forever. But what I'm trying to get to is that like I'm creative because God is creative, and I think through my art I feel closest to God, because that's the one characteristic that I can actually relate to God with to a certain extent, in like such a pure, uncomplicated way. And also it's like God helps me do art. Before I even do art, I'm like, Jesus, let's do this, please help me. And like as I'll be doing the artwork, I'll be like, oh my gosh, Holy Spirit, I don't see this coming together. Can we just like make it happen? I needed to make it happen. So throughout the whole experience of me doing art, I'm constantly engaging with Holy Spirit for wisdom, even when I'm just doing art. And I'm very controlled in my art. I need to know exactly where I'm going. So it's very difficult sometimes, but like trusting and relying on the Holy Spirit really helps me do a lot of my art. I don't know, like as much as I'm more daring with my art this year. For a very long time, I didn't think that my art could change the world. And I thought it was something that God gave to me so that we could just connect and build our relationship, and I could rely on him and enjoy it for myself and him. I didn't think that it was something that could change the world one day, like honestly. And now it's like I haven't dreamt up bigger dreams for my art, but I do want to carry on, making art and donating and selling to build libraries or whatever to make a change if I can. But to be honest, I haven't dreamed that big. I don't know. I think I really don't know. It's like this has to be so good. And I don't know, I'd say live your best life, dream big dreams, wake up every day and work towards them, and be with people that help you dream, and take people along in your dream, and celebrate all the victories, the small ones especially, and work at it every single day. Okay, not every single day, but as often as you can. Draw up lists of all the things you want to do, reflect, celebrate, and dream constantly.
I'm going in for your favorite rapper. Some missing in the music that they cooking. I'm the salt of the world, do you get it now? I mean, look at all the things I'm saying now. Rearranging the life that I'm living now. Word by word, I'm